Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our December roundtable. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ellie Matro. I am the Assistant District Commissioner for Roundtables for the General Knox District. And I will ask you to please join me from wherever you are in the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you are on Zoom, please mute yourselves. Yeah, how do I get it to advance to the next slide? There we go. Okay. And Scout sign. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty, God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, cool, irreverent. Great. I want to start by saying I am so thankful that I have a team of roundtable commissioners who are also tech people and able to help us set this all up so that we can do everything in a hybrid format. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I don't want to go to sacred minds yet. Greg, do we have information to share from everyone? And do I need to stop sharing? Okay, there we go.
Hi, everyone. Just today, the BSA sent out a request that councils remind people about the barriers to abuse related to Scouts BSA units at their meetings, activities, camp, and more. I'm not going to go through all of the information here, but it's a reminder that in the Scouts BSA program that the boys units and the girls units are two separate units and must attend their meetings and activities with their own two deep leadership, that adults cannot count as an adult for both groups at the same time. So they have to declare which group they are officially there with. They cannot be combined into a single unit, and that includes linked units. The linked unit aspect is only that their committee is shared between the individuals and that they are chartered by the same organization, but they do need to operate uniquely. Another piece that's in here is that the parents and the leaders are not permitted in Scouts BSA to bring their sons or the daughters to participate in the opposite gender troop activities. At the same time, also siblings are not able to, of the opposite gender, or if they're not registered in the unit, to participate either. Different rules for Cub Scouts because that's a family program. So if you want some more information, reach out to me on that, and happy to share that information with you. Lots of ways to get involved with district committees. The meetings are online. Our next council coordinated committee meeting is December 15th, this Thursday evening via Zoom. And on that meeting, that's where district operations are being reviewed, membership, and all our program activities. And a reminder that for this year, our youth programs are being coordinated at a council level and trying to move them around to different district locations. So that's where the planning is occurring for Klondikes, Yukon Days, Pinewood Derbies, etc. And our next work day up at Moses is this coming Saturday, December 10th, 9 to 3 p.m. Just show up at the maintenance building. Summer camp information is coming out very soon. We have 5 weeks of program this year, in addition to our NYLT dates So look for information very soon. If your unit attended Moses this past summer and attended as a unit, would mean you had 2 or more adults there staying with the unit. Invitation has gone out to sign up for our loyalty rate. It's $100 deposit and estimated attendance. Put that in by December 15th for the lowest possible rates for attending last year and returning. For anyone looking for the early bird rates or to lock in the loyalty rates, your $100 per person youth deposit will be due April 1st. And at that point in time, anybody that put in estimated numbers would be asked to finalize their numbers with full payment due May 15th. Camp fees are being finalized with the board looking at the budget in the coming weeks here and will be announced very soon. And I think Nick Thornton's on the call.
Hi, how are you? So,
Nick, are you there?
yep, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so, yep, real quick, we're doing a wrap up in our FOS campaign. We have a phone-a-thon that's being run by the board Wednesday night. Still looking for volunteers from the board to help out on that. There's about 80 phone calls to make. We did run our auction on November 17th, and that exceeded its goal, and we raised more than we did last year. It was a great event, about 150 people in attendance. There was a lot of people that had hands in helping make that so successful. I am working with Gary on next year's FOS programs, and we should by the end of the week have a way for users to sign up for a presentation to make sure that we can get to them early at their court of honors and blue and golds.
All right, thank you, Nick. WOA is taking a break during December, but we'll be back in January, and you can find information on our website for that, going January through May. Yukon Days, Lynn, are you on the call?
Yes,
Matt,
sir,
you're
I'm
gonna be-
here. Hello,
back.
everybody. This is actually a Cub Scout event, but as you can see, adults and siblings are welcome to come for free. If you have a lot of den chiefs, and you're lucky enough to have a lot of den chiefs, we could certainly use a volunteer that day to run a game for the day. Most of the day will be outside. I do have 3 indoor activities, but the rest will be outside, other than coming in for hot chocolate. So I actually have a STEM challenge too, which I will be giving out an award for. It's a round robin, and I plan to have it mostly around the manor house, and sledding down by the trading post to the apple trees, but do not hit the apple trees in that area. Hopefully, lots of snow, enough snow, not lots of snow. We don't want to be buried this year. Any questions, please feel free to contact me or call or anything. I'd appreciate it. Any questions at all?
All right, thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Pinewood Derby dates are coming into place. General Knox has finalized their date. It's going to be on Sunday, March 26th at the Moose. That's a small change from what was shared in the spring. It had to move from Saturday to Sunday. The Metacomet Derby is still on the calendar for April 15th, but we continue to look for a host and a location for that. Appalachian Trail has yet to have a host or a location step forward. And our Council Derby is Sunday, May 21st at Gary Rome. And then also exciting for our Weeblos Woods event in June. So get those on your pack calendars. And if you're willing to help us out with some of the areas of need, reach out to me directly. Thank you. Our Scouts BSA Klondike Derby information will be coming out soon. We will run an event February 4th up at the Moses Scout Reservation. And I am looking for individuals to help run some of those stations. Our spring camporee is on the calendar already for the first weekend of May, and that will be hosted out in the Berkshire County by Hunter McCormick. And we also want to make sure we're getting on our calendars Mass Jam that will be Columbus Day weekend, October 6th through the 9th at the Cape Cod Fairgrounds. And now I have a recorded update from Art Lebdell.
Good evening, Western Massachusetts County. Bob Dell, your Assistant Scout Executive, tuning in for Roundtable in December. Just wanted to let you know that the Scout Shop will be open on Saturday, December 10th from 10 to 2. It's a great opportunity to come in for extra holiday stocking stuffer items. There are a number of things in the Scout Shop that are useful for the holidays for that purpose. It's also Pinewood Derby season, so please come in, make arrangements to pick up your Pinewood Derby car racers and all of the accessories that'll be needed for the season. We also have blue and gold items that are available for that season that is coming up as well. So come on in on any one of our regular open days. We are open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The hours on Tuesday and Thursday are 9 to 4. The hours on Wednesday are 11 to 7. We'd like to thank everyone who participated in the 2022 Campmaster Popcorn Sale. We especially want to thank and recognize all of those units who have worked so hard at all phases of the sale. They have earned for themselves $73,000 to support local scouting programs. So all of those units that are not participating in popcorn, please strongly consider that, beginning with your unit committee meetings that are happening now in December and January, and plan to get involved in the popcorn sale for 2023. We had 40 some units earn $73,000 to support their local programs. How would your units have a much better program if you had more cash to be able to support those? We'd like to especially thank the several scouts who sold over $3,000 in their quest for money earning this fall in no particular order. We'd like to thank Alex McCausland, Aiden McCausland, Parker DeSilva, Bridget Snyder, and Matthew Brown. All of those scouts sold $3,000 or more to the popcorn sale. The other topic I'd like to touch on this evening is that we would like to recognize the recharter progress. Among all of you veteran scouters, who would have believed that in the month of November that we would be most of the way through our recharter season? Thank you all so much for paying attention to that. At this point in time, there are 66 units that have either completed rechartering or are very close to doing so. There are 16 of those 66 that have some minor issue that they need to clear up, whether we're waiting on a youth protection certificate or a payment to be received, something of that nature, very small corrections that need to be made. There are another 25 units that have started the process, but are not far along as to have submitted them online. However, there are also 15 units that have not yet started the process. Again, the national office has changed the rules, so it is imperative that charters are totally completed, that those units that are in the started but not finished, or the not started, will be receiving this week a message that says that they are not permitted to conduct scouting programs in the month of January unless they do hear subsequently from our office that they are authorized to continue with the scouting program. Again, it is all tied up in all of the various insurances and other things. So please, if you are among the units that have started and not finished, please do get finished. And if you are part of those 15 units that have not started, please get on that today. Thank you so much. We really don't want to interrupt any young person scouting experience for paperwork. And again, thank you all, the 66 units that have managed to navigate the chartering process to date. It's an incredible thing to be able to see that. Thank you so much.
Right. Art did also ask me to let you know that there is some surplus popcorn left over, so it's at the Scout shop in Westfield, 50% off the listed retail price. At this time, there's no commissions available, but you can get the popcorn a little bit less expensive. It's Supreme Caramel Cheese popcorn bags, honey roasted peanuts, and cinnamon crunch. There's plenty of, and there's some lesser quantities of other items while they last. National Jamboree contingent is doing very well. The boy troop is possibly full, and there's some room in the girl troop at this time. They most recently had a wreath fundraiser, and a fundraiser at Antonio's in Belchertown went very well. If you're interested in helping them out by going out for dinner and having 15% of your meal donated to their cause, December 13th at Shortstop Bar and Grill in Westfield from 9 to 4. There's a flyer on our calendar for that. And then in the future, January 9th at 7B's also in Westfield, and February 7th at the Westwood Restaurant and Pub in Westfield. And those dates are on our calendar, and flyers will be coming up for the other events soon. David O'Leary is still putting together a trek to Northern Tier, August 5 through 19th. So you can reach out to Dave O'Leary for more information and to learn more about that. Order of the Arrow. Is there anybody online?
I don't know whether the summit that on Northern Tier is not at the summit.
I was just seeing if you're paying attention, Dave. Yeah. So Order of the Arrow has been sending out newsletters. If you are a member of the lodge and are not receiving that, please reach out to the lodge or send me a message so we can get that corrected. This Saturday, they're having a holiday dinner up at the Manor House, and they have an online form for just making a reservation. There's no charge for that event, and their membership dues were just recently announced as well. $15 for the year, $100 for their golden key, and that form is online also. Training coming up this month on the 20th. There is a in-person or online option for Cub Master and Assistant Cub Master training to get your pack leaders fully trained. And I've just failed to take the youth protection training off of this slide, so that has already passed. But in the spring, there is a Leave No Trace trainer course being scheduled, and signups will be going live before too long with Dave O'Leary and our Introduction Outdoor Leader Skills for our Scouts BSA team end of April. And that's it for me, Ellie. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you. Yeah, sorry. Within the room, Heather, do you have anything membership wise that you want to speak to?
Make sure. So definitely make sure that when you place the orders, if you need any recruitment things, please make sure to go online. Whether it's for the popcorn machine, the inflatable archery, or any of the stuff that it will help you guys definitely into recruitment. And if you haven't rechartered, please get your paperwork in as soon as possible, because we definitely want to keep the scouting going with the youth.
Hi, good evening. I'm your Council Youth Protection Champion. I just want to say a few words. Some of you have already learned that your charter renewal will not go through if you have leaders who have not completed youth protection training or are due to expire very soon. So please take a look at that. Do that regularly. You can access that information by going to my.scouting.org if you're one of the key three, and ask for a training report, and it will give you a pie chart showing position specific training as well as youth protection training. If the youth protection training pie is all green, then you're all set to go. And if there's some red wedges in there, you should check those out. And you can also check the green chart, get a report, a download of a list of all your leaders and the dates that their youth protection expires. So it's very important that you keep up to date with that. Units or individuals rather with expired youth protection should not be meeting with youth. That includes merit badge counselors as well as den leaders and everybody else. So it's very important that we adhere to this youth protection policy of the Boy Scouts of America. And remember, it doesn't cost you a single dime to take the training before it expires, because it's free when you take it online, and when we do it here in the council, it's also free. So please keep up to date with that. This is very, very important. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's often been said that every scout deserves a trained leader, and every leader deserves to be trained. Well, beyond that, every unit deserves to have a trained commissioner. And this past weekend, we had our 40th annual College of Commissioners Science. And I'd just like to recognize a few people, not only in our district, but in our council. And many of them are here tonight. So after I'm done, or at the end of the meeting, don't leave until you see me, because I have paperwork and things to give you. But I would like to recognize also the man behind the scenes, even tonight. Greg Williams does all of our tech work, and he is just fantastic. A member of our faculty for many years, a participant, Fritz Schmidt, David O'Leary, Cheryl Isaac, Peter Isaac, Josh Hall, our council commissioner, participates as well. Got a whole mess of things here. Mary Benjamin is a member of the faculty and participates. Rob Lusty, TJ Noonan, better known as Timothy. And before I forget it, because I already gave certificates and whatnot, or they're at home, Ellie Matro, my wife. And I have actually TJ earned his Bachelor of Commissioner Science on this past weekend. So Tim, great. We run it like a college. And Greg Stolfus got his earned his Master of Commissioner Science. And Matthew Tassinari, who is a participant and also a faculty member, et cetera, he earned his doctoral candidate certificate, which means that he doesn't know it yet, but he will be doing a special project and/or thesis to get his doctorate, I suspect within the next year and a half or two. But in any case, I want to congratulate all of these commissioners who participated. There are others who participated, but they're not faculty members and they're not here tonight. And I will be mailing their recognitions to them. But thank you very much, and especially to all my fellow commissioners. We're there to serve you, and we will be there to do anything you need us to help you out with. So good luck in everything you do, and get those recharters in.
Spoken like a true unit commissioner. Thank you, Peter. Okay. We're all set, Greg, with everything from your end? Yep, okay, right. So our hot topic this evening is talking about the Peace Light. How many of you have heard of the Peace Light in the past? Fair number of people here in the room. Okay. So the Peace Light is from Bethlehem, and it's a continuously burning flame that originates from the grotto of the Nativity in Bethlehem, Israel. It is meant to promote peace, harmony, and unity among the people of the world, regardless of race, ethnicity, or religion. And for several decades, the international scouting movement, both Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, have actively promoted global peace and harmony through the distribution of the Peace Light. Each year, a child from Upper Austria fetches the light from the grotto in Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. The light is then carried in 2 blast-proof mining lamps on an Austrian Airlines jet from Tel Aviv, Israel to Vienna, Austria, where it is distributed at a service of dedication to delegations from across Europe, who take it back with a message of peace to their own countries. Austrian Airlines then flies the miners' lamps containing the Peace Light from Bethlehem to New York City. And yesterday, the Peace Light did arrive in New York City, and it will be distributed by Scout units throughout the country. The goal, there is a national website, and the goal is to help the light spread like the branches of a huge tree rooted in New York and spreading across the continent. The interesting thing about the Peace Light is that some people keep it burning. The goal is to keep it burning as long as you can. And some people actually then use the Peace Light to light the pilot light in their oil burners or their hot water heaters and things like that, so that they always have the Peace Light burning somewhere in their home. Within our council, George Adams and Joshua Hall are 2 people who you can contact if you would like to get the Peace Light for your church, for your home, for your Scout unit. Please contact them, and they would be more than happy. We just don't know just yet when it will be arriving in Western Massachusetts. It arrived yesterday. There was a huge ceremony at, I believe it's Terminal 4. There's a chapel there where it's held. So, and they have a service. So, right. And now we're going to move on to safety moment. And there we go. So our scouting safety moment in conjunction with all of the rechartering, this is a good time for us to be thinking about scouting safety overall, thinking about where to find all of the up-to-date information, which would be the scouting.org website. Take a look at what's there. That has the guide to safe scouting, barriers to abuse, the prohibited activity list, the SAFE checklist, safety moments like this that you can use within your own unit meetings, the health and medical record, the incident reporting, the wilderness first aid training, Red Cross, Emergency Care Safety Institute, and answers to your general health and safety questions. we want to keep all of our youth safe. And we want to keep all of our leaders safe because if something happens to us, somebody else, we need a good succession plan then to take care of the youth. But we want to provide our youth with the best possible programs we can and doing so in a very safe manner. So that is where we are at. At this time, I would like to head to breakout sessions, please, Greg.
Welcome tonight. Tonight our topic is Pinewood Derby. As you heard our council professionals mention earlier, it is coming up on Pinewood Derby season. And so that ties in nicely to what we're going to talk about tonight in our Cub Scout breakout. In case you didn't hear it, there are some dates set for district Pinewood Derbies. The GK is, the General Knox Pinewood Derby is Sunday, March 26th. And the Metacomet District Derby is scheduled for Saturday, April 15th. This time, Appalachian Trail does not have a derby scheduled yet. I believe they're still looking for a host to run that derby. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit tonight is setting up, you know, how do you go about running a derby, some ideas for different things. So I don't have it with me, but posted out on the website are the derby rules, the council-wide derby rules. And I would suggest that for your packs, that's what you adhere to as well. If you look online, you can find all kinds of videos about how to make a really fast car. I don't know if you ever watch on YouTube Mark Rober, who does a lot of science-based YouTube videos, but he did one on Pinewood Derby a number of years back and had all kinds of tips and tricks, most of which are not legal in the official rules of Pinewood Derby, but he had made a really fast Pinewood Derby car. But there are ways you can make it fast. But what I would suggest is this is meant to be a joint activity with your adult and your scouts. So, obviously at the Cub Scout level, especially the younger scouts like the Lion or Tiger, they're not going to be able to do everything, but they should be involved in the making of the car. They should be helping out as much as possible. It shouldn't be a project for the dad, although as much as they like to get into it sometimes. What I've found that I've done in the past to help allow the dads to have a little bit more creativity is I've hosted what I call the Cub Masters Challenge at the end of the race and say, okay, build a car that's going to beat mine and see what you got. And so that's been a lot of fun in the past to do as well. So it's a good idea to you guys do for to be fun and special. Let's hear from you guys. Or maybe here. All right. Let me. What? That's what you guys did last year.
So we put light, and then every scout paint the cars with glow in the dark flashed all wear shirts that bright colors. So we put slide around and stuff like that.
Fun. That's a black light. I'm wondering if that's what they use, the
Yes,
black light. to
black
make the-
light with yes with in
Oh,
different
cool.
area of the room. And then the kids use the glow in the stick and wear shirt like white shirt or
Yep.
like bright shirt so that with the colors.
Fun. What about some other folks? Let's hear from a couple other people.
We've got our own trend figuring stuff out as kind of a new group of people taking over running the pack, running the Pinewood Derby. But the people that don't have access to some of the tools, things like scroll saws and stuff like that, have access to those at least on the build. Yeah, I was the one picked my laptop and get all that going. I think this year 42-inch TV living very well in the house anymore. And although it might be having a couple spots getting a little bit too dim for what 42-inch screen out there so people can actually see, trying to hear us over a bunch of yelling and screaming kids and everything. Edition. So we're looking forward to that.
Ray, I don't know that I've met you before. What pack are you with?
1774.
Okay. All right. Yep. For any families that may not have access to really good idea. I've in the past when I've offered tools to if they wanted. This is we want to get all the scouts involved and the tools necessary to build. So I like that idea of having a build deck.
Yeah, and it doesn't really take all that much if you get a couple people that might have maybe like I think we had a rotary last year, even some hand sanders, Dremel, just all of a sudden it makes it easier for he's got one of those big tools but not the others, and you don't have to
Else have any ideas or on for your Pinewood Derbies? I know another
participate in outlaw division. It's actually like we do like an entry fee to get in.
Okay.
It's I think it's car itself is the kit is like so the event itself actually turns the Pinewood Derby from a like a debit event just from the outlaw division because it gets a lot of attraction. And then in the there's 3 trophies, and then there's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other awards for things like award best fastest looking and things like that. Kind of like the group build day, that some people were talking about it this year, the last committee meeting. I just know, me personally, I have and help build the cars, and that's been our household.
Yeah.
Pinewood Derby have done like a design competition. Have judges go through before we do the races, look at all the cars and, you know, pick the best designs and that's the type of thing. There's other ways to get the scouts and win some awards as well. Ellie has a few things to talk about.
One of the things that can be a challenge is keeping links active as you're working within your dens to things going. Now I have to find where it is. I have a share with you as a couple of ideas. Here are Twinkies and mini Oreos for your den snacks or for refresh during your Pinewood Derby. Those are easy enough to do. Frosting, and what kid doesn't love extra? This is of making a Pinewood Derby car.
We're going to turn some candy into a Pinewood Derby car or a candy car. We will need 7 Hershey's and 4 Rolos and a Buka. Then turn the second nugget upside down. Nugget right side up. And do that again. Right side up. And one just right side up. Put the blue bottom one. Let's finish the chassis of the car. Got some wheels. Blue. Let's keep it on. And it's not going to go too far now, but it was a quick activity with a car for Pinewood Derby Law.
And you didn't get to. Oh, just
Peter looks disappointed.
Too bad for you. The camera stuff on that. Yeah. Yeah, you did. So if you don't want to get the kids all sugared up, this is a something out of the Cascade Pacific Council where and reverse them. Add some dowels and things, and then on the back to make this into a dense. Okay. Those are some little craft ideas and some ways that you can while the boys getting their vehicles weighed in and adjusted and everything else. Pinewood Derby.
Okay, we have about 7 minutes left before we all come back together. What else? Any questions about anything or some other ideas? Open up the floor.
Fun.
Absolutely, keep it fun. Scouting is all about having fun. I mean, I've seen it get a little crazy sometimes. People get a little too competitive. We're there to have a good time and demonstrate good. That's always a key to remember. You know, make it so that the boys are excited. You can tell I've been scouting a while. The scouts are excited. I always remember, had a barrier they couldn't cross too close to the track, and all of them lining up, and eventually that thing would get to push a little. But it's always a fun time to face when you're running a derby.
Adults who are getting competitive. Let the kids have some fun.
Yep.
Let the kids don't get fun.
Yeah. So in case you didn't hear what Peter said, I know. Iris is laughing pretty hard. The parents back off and let the kids have out. We want them to for whatever reason, but it's a good learning for the kids as well.
Well, last year race the car at the end just for fun. So everybody lined up like almost 15 or have fun, run the car, enjoy.
Yeah.
They said it's not a competition, it's for fun too. So they work so we did it so quickly, so we just let it end.
Yep. Yep.
Driver's licenses. Oh, I'm sorry. We've done driver's licenses the last get them now, and they get to they got a kick out of that. When we had COVID car derby, everybody got when they brought their car to weigh in and had like popcorn, a snack, had the license on it, and everybody got a kick out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Ellie had printed out some. So she's going to show them to you.
Leaders and commissioners who are here tonight, if they want to take some of the for the youth, these are some that I found on the web. Also some sites where you can actually put in the youth's name. So, but those are available. Our leaders who are here tonight, people who came in person will get to take copies home with them.
Another thing I thought, remember how I did it, or how we did it, run the software, but there's a way that you can set it up. So, and so you have all your dens running, it figures out based on how you have it set up, who keeps the kids a lot more engaged up next. So they're sitting there, you know, they're all, when you do the heats by den, you know, what running. So that's another way through that most, you know, most modern tracks have now, that you can keep your, for the whole entire race, because other get a little antsy if they're not participating at any given time.
And the length of it depends too on how large your pack is. So a relatively short thing, and if you want an extra event kind of thing with them, you might want to show and things like that, to kind of lengthen the day and some fun. What's that, Aaron?
Turn this back to them.
Completed their charter renewal.
Yeah, we got a couple of thumbs up.
Okay.
All right.
Great, I'm glad to see that. We'll wait a couple of minutes for everybody to come back from the meeting room, and then we will go ahead with the leader forum. Is there anything anybody wants?
Question on district and council, Pinewood Derby. I don't know anyone. Like, what's the level of participation? Like, in some cases, maybe it's some. I don't really know.
Yeah, Alan, usually I've always seen everybody go to.
Yeah. Long Meadow, right? Yeah, so you'd be General Knox one, so few packs that show up. The way it works, you'll get invitations coming up in a month or so. I can send, I believe, the top 3 to the district derby. I believe they called it like family class. 3 participants in that as well.
And if your pack doesn't run its own, your entire
Okay.
currently,
All right.
I've been doing that the last 2 years.
So in case you didn't hear that, if you're district derby.
No, is it the top 3 from every den, or is it the 3 from each program year?
Every den, or no. Thank you for that question.
Lion through first year week.
Yep, Lion through first year Weeblos. This will have crossed over.
Next month, we're all virtual.
Yep, virtual.
So welcome back, everyone, from the Scouts. Is there anything anybody either online or here in the room wanted to bring up as part of the leader forum? I guess not. So we will go to our closing for this evening. And it is a prayer that I found in the midst of winter. Lord, in the midst of winter, when the days are cold and wind can pierce, remind us of the warmth of your love. In the midst of winter, when days are short, dawn comes late, and dusk arrives early, remind us that in the darkness, your light still shines. In the midst of winter, when the flowers of spring still lie hidden in the earth, when leaves are off the trees and the world can seem bleak, remind us that spring is but a short time away. And when in our lives we feel as if we are experiencing a season of winter, reach out to us with the power of your resurrection so that we may feel the warmth of your love and see your light that alone can take away the darkness of our soul. Amen. I wish you all a very happy holiday season, a very happy new year, and we will see you in January. Matt, could you hand me that sheet, because I do want to remind everybody of what our breakouts will be. So in January, we're going to be talking about the hot topic and safety moment will be combined to talk about winter activities and ice safety. The Cub Scout breakout will be a winter activity primer, and Scouts, BSA Venturing, and Sea Scouts will be talking about preparing for the new Scouts coming into your troops and your units. Whether they are crews or ships, every time you welcome new Scouts, there are some things you want to make sure you do. So be safe for everyone here in this room. Please travel safely going home. And for all of you online, keep those slippers nice and warm and take care. Have a great evening, and we will see you next year.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Ellie. Yes, see you next year and happy holidays.
Thank you.